Today, I'm transforming one storefront in this half-finished shopping strip into a breathtaking botanical restaurant in The Sims 2 based on your ideas. But this build is not finished yet. You get to decide what shop comes next. Drop your suggestions in the comments and I'll bring one to life in the next episode. Plus, I'll be sharing Sims 2 building tips and tricks along the way to elevate your own builds. Let's get started. This is part 2, and I'm going to put a link in the description down below for part 1. Thanks to you guys, I had a main direction to go in and I loved it, but my big problem was it's been a couple of weeks since I started this build and I forgot what the heck I was doing. Back a couple of weeks ago, The Sims 4 just released the Business and Hobbies expansion pack, so I'm doing some builds based on the fact that The Sims 20 years ago, well, The Sims 2, you could have your own home-based businesses. In this business, we're going to have a large family living upstairs and they own 3 shops on the bottom floor. What had happened was it had been so long, you're going to watch me move the front windows because I couldn't remember what exactly the paint color was on each of these side pieces on the building. Then we're going to go to the green roof trim and put that around because I just felt that otherwise these big blocky buildings sometimes look a little bit boring when you don't put anything. So by this point, you can clearly see I am not building with a particular theme in mind. It's not like mid-century modern or Gothic or anything like that. Sometimes when you're building, you just like how the colors go together, or you're just trying to make it interesting, which is what I was doing with the green trim. So one of the best tips I can give you, build if you like it and keep on going and just experiment and try things. Then my next tip is flat roofs. I say this all the time. It is so much easier to put a flat roof on something than to be messing around with the different roof pitches. I know roofs are nemesis to all of us. So I put this cute little piece on top of the roof, and then I'm just going to take a piece of fencing and outline the roof. And I always think that that looks so nice, especially on industrial, if you will, style builds. And you let me know in the comments down below if you like how roofs turn out like that, or if you do this in your own builds just to simplify things. From here, you're going to see a piece where I am putting the door on the upstairs for the apartments. Now, I cut a lot of this out because it was a half hour of, do I put the door here? Do I put the door there? And I was having trouble placing the steps. I wanted it to look a little bit like a fire escape. Here you're gonna see me put the move objects on sheet. Once you do that, even when the steps are giving you a hard time, you're able to put them where you want. I did want the steps on the side of the building. Now you're gonna see me build out around that little platform because we really don't have anything to kind of put under it to make it look exactly how I wanted. So I felt like that looked better. Also, in the end, you're going to see that that helps the inside of the building because I'm able to stick a stove back in that corner. I did want to complete the exterior before moving on to the interior. I knew I was going to do that botanical restaurant from the beginning, but it had been so long from when I started to when I completed even the build, not just the voiceover, because I had other things going on. I started a new job, which was actually a different career path. I don't know if any of you get like me, that sometimes if other things are going on in your life, that there are certain things, not just The Sims, but other things that you're kind of overwhelmed and tired, and it's almost like they fall behind and you can't catch up. And I feel like that's kind of how this build went. It was like every time I came back, I would just do a little tiny bit. But over time, I forget what I was doing. I forgot that this was supposed to be people living in this as a house and doing home-based businesses. So I had it a residential lot. Then I changed the lot zoning to a community lot. You will see me struggling between, I'm not sure what I can place on this lot and what I can't. At some point, I am going to have to do a play test for this. And it's just kind of crazy because I'm not even sure what I was using. I did in the end put it back to residential. I remembered what I was supposed to be doing, but that is kind of funny because I was constantly going, wait, squirrel, it's a residential lot. No, it's a community lot. And I don't know, it was just all too confusing for me at one point. And you especially see it as we go on here. I switched everything back, I realized what I was doing. So I'm putting a kitchen in here because I'm thinking it's just going to be a cafe. Then as I'm looking around, I realize I have the stove so I can make this a restaurant. Even though it's a residential lot, I'm not sure that that's even available. Like you said, I'm going to have to play test it. So I get rid of all of this and I put the restaurant stove in here and I build it as a restaurant. In a moment, you're going to see where I figure out I have the stove for a restaurant. I get rid of all of this and I say, the heck with a cafe, let's do a restaurant. And I put this little tiny kitchen in. Now I'm thinking I have a note that maybe I should just be doing 2 shops instead of all 3. But I thought, let's just run with it. They're going to be cute. They're going to be little. We'll see what we can do. I put in the restaurant and then, of course, you know me, if you've watched any of my videos, I am the fire safety inspector. We need a backdoor exit in case of fire, which means I have only an itty bitty space for a bathroom. So I'm doing a hallway with a bathroom entry. Let's hope there isn't a mass exodus with somebody stuck in the bathroom. That would be unfortunate. Now I have to think about what would a botanical restaurant look like. I'm thinking plants, earth tones, greens. I don't even know what else would maybe. I am going to use a lot of Sims 4 to 2 conversions. I will put a link to where I get all these in my description down below. Unfortunately, I have so much of this, I can't tell you the exact packs. Some of this you can easily tell. What I'm using right now is going to be from the Country Living pack, but you'll see I'm going to use a bunch of different packs. The little pink tables that are out in the front, originally my idea was to put the cafe in the middle. That was my thought. But you guys had mentioned about the botanical cafe. So more than likely the pink tables are going to go away in the next video because you're going to tell me below where you think we should go from here. One of the suggestions was that it's going to be like a boho kind of clothing store. So maybe we'll do that and we'll think about it. So let me know. I'm moving on to putting the bathroom. So I did the bathroom and the kitchen a little bit dark. I like this lovely light green that I have going on inside the botanical restaurant. And then this is kind of where it's fun. I'm putting like little plants on the table. You see me put ivy on the outside. One of the things I didn't like about this was you couldn't see the ivy from the inside. And I thought that was a little bit sad because I would have liked to have seen that. Here's these other cute little plants. I think this is from Eco Living or Small Living or something. And I put those on the window as well. And you're going to see me hang plants all over because I thought the more plants, the better. There's obviously not a whole lot of seating space in my itty bitty restaurant, but I tried to make it as plant friendly as I could. I did cut out a ton of this for pictures. I did go through a lot of pictures. I did not realize we did not have a lot of botanical style pictures until I started looking for them. But I do think we got some decent pictures. Originally, I put a little thing over there that I thought would be like the menu. And then I found a big one from, I forget where it was from, but it is definitely a Sims 4 piece. And I put it in there, here it comes. And I think this makes a way better menu. And so I do that one. And then on the other side, I put another little Sims 4. I think it's little butterflies or little plants, something like that on the other side. And I think that's really cute. When I finally get to the lights, I decide for normal lights back in the kitchen and the bathroom and the hallway, because obviously we need to see when we're escaping from fire. But in the regular building, I put more of a candle light. I wanted soft lights, which you're going to see here in a second, because I did kind of think that in my botanical restaurant, I wanted it softly lit. I do only put one outside light at this point because I feel like later on each of these stores will have some kind of outside lighting, and later down the road we will get to see it in live mode. I don't decorate at this point the upstairs because I'm hoping you're going to tell me some ideas maybe you have for this family, and maybe you could even name the family if you wanted. And now I'm going to bring some ivy up on the second floor because I thought that that would be kind of nice. to have the theme upstairs. It would not be a tipsy build unless I went overboard in some area. And I guess for me, it's ivy. So I go crazy and I put ivy all over, although I guess it makes sense. It is a botanical restaurant, so I put it everywhere. You're gonna get some nice stills of the front of this at the end, but please put in the comments down below, how would you do one of these other buildings? Also, let me know how you see the family. Is it a family of 3? Is it a family of 8? Who are they? You name them. I look forward to hearing from you. I want to thank you all for watching. Happy simming and bye-bye.